Hi, everybody. We are coming live in my group on Facebook, Intuitive Angel Messages. Myself, Kristin Davies, and my special guest, Paul Miljus. We are both mediums that love to channel the galactics, the angels, spirit guides, loved ones. And for those of you that, follow me on my YouTube channel, you can come and visit me at Kristin Davies, or my website is right below there. You can check it out through my website. And Paul, how can people find you?
Well, yeah, I got my YouTube channel and Paul Miljus, just my name, and it's really exciting. Doing a lot of cool stuff, trying to do some new stuff on there. And also, I have my new Facebook group called Awaken with the Angels, and
Love
it's
that.
pretty cool because I get to go live and I get to interact with everyone, and it's just more fun when you go live. I feel I don't like just it makes it more real. It's more action, and
Yeah.
it
More
feels better.
interactive.
Yeah, and then also I have my new business page I've set up
Oh,
too,
yeah.
and it's Paul Miljus Medium, or just type in Paul Miljus business page, and I'm down doing readings, and I've been doing readings for a while now, and I'm really getting the hang of it, and it really feels good, and it and it's awesome.
So we're going to be chatting with our spirit guides today, but we just thought we'd do a little bit of a twist. So instead of me channeling my spirit guide and you channeling your spirit guide, we thought we'd flip. So we will channel each other's spirit guides. How did you learn how to channel your spirit guide?
So, well, along this path, I've always been aware of that spirits around me at times, and I've had people tell me that there's just a lot of energy around me, a lot of beings that are on my team, and it was due to the reason why I was going through a hard time in my life, and I called a lot of beings forward, and I never really knew how to connect with them, and I just kind of felt them at times, and for me to really connect with them and not be fearful about connecting with them was the mediumship course. That really helped me, like, just discern what being I'm channeling, what energy I'm channeling, or what's around me, and getting more comfortable with just connecting to spirit, because it's not a big deal, and everyone makes it a big deal, like oh my gosh, this person's channeling, that's crazy, or something, or like they're trans channeling. It doesn't have to be what you think it's going to be, or what other people, how they do it. Everyone can find their own way, and that's what I love about your course, is you kind of find your own style, you find your own way of doing it, and it's not judgmental. And then one of the main things that I think, I'm just going to say one more thing about it, but one of the main things I think I learned about this course is the confidence part of it. It's not, that's like a huge part of channeling that no one talks about. And okay, like my first few times, maybe I wasn't super comfortable with channeling, but at least I got started to get that confidence part down. And then once my channels turned on, I was ready to go. So
Well,
that's
and it's also about sensing the different energies around you and how they're communicating with you. Many of us don't even realize how we are having communication come through. And I certainly didn't. I was not aware at all over the years. And so, once you are shown, once the angels showed me, and I'm bringing that to the forefront in these courses, how your spiritual team is communicating with you, there's no going back. Now you know how they're communicating with you. You will sense what they feel like, and in which ways they're communicating with you. Some people are more clairvoyant, some people are more clairaudient, some people are more clairsentient, and some are more claircognizant. So, there's multiple different ways of channeling. And if I were to talk about the top three, I would say most of the population on Earth is unconsciously channeling, which means they don't know where that insight or that information, that idea came from, but it just popped into their mind. They just know the right thing to say to their friend in that right moment. You have an image of something that just pops into your mind. It comes out of left field, comes out of nowhere, and it reminds you to go back in the home, to collect something that you've forgotten, or it reminds you of that appointment that you have. And then some of us are getting, like, a visual of something, that may come to pass, or we know who is calling when the phone rings. There's multiple, we would call that maybe more like unconscious type of channeling going on. And then when you come to these courses, you're learning how to consciously channel. You're learning how they're consciously reaching out to you and trying to connect with you and contact you. And that's really important,
Mm,
really important in life, to be able to connect with your spirit guides, your angels. So important.
yeah.
And then of course we have trance channeling, which is just taking in more of their energy and letting them come more to the forefront, which I do not do. I do just channeling, and Paul does channeling. So that would just be a less amount of energy where we are more in the forefront. But I know there are a lot of mediums out there that like to do trance channeling. Um,
Mm,
so there's a lot to be learned moving forward. And I think it's really important to have a high vibrational space where we can all connect with each other and have a positive environment, positive experience, learning new things online, especially, right now. Where we're all in quarantine, it's so important for us to connect with one another. And so, if any of you feel like you're drawn or pulled towards having a high vibrational environment to learn and grow from. This is going to be coming up in the Mediumship for Beginners course coming October 15th until the 30th for 2 weeks. It's only $155. And for a whole 2 weeks, and there's going to be three medium teachers on hand. I also have a fourth that's going to be coming in and assisting. There's live broadcasts every day. There are pre-recorded videos every day, an ebook to read through, and then other course material to learn from. Now, say you can't make it for every single live or every single piece of content that comes up in the private group. Well, that's just okay, because you can catch up. It will all be saved within the group, and then at the very end, you will be emailed all of the course content to go over, to download, and to practice with. So it's people really from all over the world that come into my courses. And a deck of angel cards is requested of you in order to practice with. And people always say, well, why do we have to use angel cards? Because they act like as a bridge between where you are now, which is, not noticing much, and then starting to sense and notice. And the cards act as a beautiful tool to do that. Some are
mm,
gravitated towards the cards and some aren't. But nonetheless, the cards, the more you use them, the angels come in to channel and practice through the cards with you, and your channels will continue to open and grow. So if you want to open and expand your channels and communicate with your angels and spirit guides, you will practice, and you will practice often. And how do you practice often on your own? With a deck of angel cards or practicing with friends and family.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I,
So,
I I think
mhm,
also one thing that I learned is just, I was a little bit fearful of connecting to other spirits and other beings and
mhm,
the angels and all this stuff. But I mean, we might as well, if they're here to help us, and there's so many these beings here to help us, and like everyone has, they're like, oh, I don't listen to any other being. I only listen to my intuition.
mhm,
Well, what I have to say about that is they're an extension of your intuition in a way, because okay, I always they what they tell me, I'll ask them things, and they're like, what do you feel, what does your intuition say, does it resonate with you?
mhm.
Because they'll say that sometimes, they'll put it back on you, and I think that's cool, and they just help us understand where we want to go, where our hearts, they know what our soul's purpose is, they know what our soul wants, which a lot of time is growth and a
A
lot of
lot
other
of
things.
growth. That's why we come to Earth. That's for sure. And if you think about, any communication that I've ever had, I never have the angels come forthright out and tell me what to do. They're always just asking me questions and leading me down another path. They have me figure it out. Now, if it is a situation that's a little bit more dire, or that is needing a little bit more of a direct touch, then they will give me more of a direct guidance, and then I, listen to that. But over the years, I can honestly say that the guidance that I have received it's never steered me down the wrong path. And some people have opened their channels really fast, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's too much." And I think that's really important, that it's comfortable in a safe, high vibrational, positive environment, and that it is something that takes place gradually, and bit by bit. And we open our channels bit by bit. Yeah. So, I know many of you are here in the comments. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about how your experiences were taking any of the courses that have been offered by myself. And I have Ashley and Paul and Sharia and many helping me with these courses. And yeah, exactly. It's like a muscle that you flex, and the more you practice, just like the more you practice riding a bike, the better balance you get. You know where the handlebars are, brakes are up to the handlebars, you know how to steer the bike. It's just like that. Now, today, we're going to be channeling each other's spirit guides, okay? We're going to ask them a couple questions, and then what we're going to do is move into everybody else's questions that they have, and any questions about their angels or their spirit guides. And, anything goes. Like I've always said, I always say that in every single reading that anybody ever comes to me. They're like, "Can I ask this question?" I'm like, anything goes. Because I am like the middle person in between you and your team of angels, and it's between you and your angels. And when I walk away from that reading, I leave that between you and your angels. That's where it stays. So, okay, so my spirit guide is Adrian. I have incarnated with Adrian hundreds of times, and I have had many, many Pleiadian lifetimes with him. I've had a few Earth lifetimes with him, and he first stepped into my life for me to notice who he was. I actually sat back one day, and I wasn't even openly communicating with my team. It was just the very beginning. And I said, I'd like my spirit guide to step forward so I can sense my spirit guide's energy. And what I felt was a very loving presence, male, really closely connected to me in a, I think we've had many romantic relationships over the years, over the lifetimes and experiences. And I definitely recognized this frequency, but I just couldn't remember, because we come into this lifetime with, what do we want to call it, Paul? Basically, loss of memory of the spirit world, right? Amnesia. So why do we come into this life with amnesia, do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, it would be pretty crazy knowing everything about everything, knowing all your past lives, everything. Like, it's like, also, I feel like the human experience, we're not meant to be able to remember all that, because
Agreed.
especially because our brains aren't capable of that, like just containing all that knowledge. Like maybe as an Arcturian or something, you might know more, but like as a human, it's a lot different.
Quite different than an Arcturian, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And so, also, I think from what the angels have explained to me is that we are meant to step forward on this path and learn on our own 2 feet without remembering where we've been. So it's a fresh new experience every single time. Rita would like to say, I took the 101 course, the beginner's course, and it blew my mind. I had never really even thought about angels before that, and now I have this team that's with me everywhere. So the beautiful thing is, Rita is pulling angel cards in my group, which I love, and still practicing, and also, now you can sense their energy around you. You know where they are, and you never feel like, oh, I'm just in the room by myself, there's no one here. You actually will feel where they are in the room with you forever, for the remainder of your time. Bertha says the 102 course, the second course right after the beginners, which I'm accepting, people in both courses. You don't have to take the beginner's course before the 102. is definitely life changing. You definitely raise in vibration in order to connect with these high vibrational beings. And there is so much guidance given too. So that's really cool that you guys feel this way after taking these courses. Hmm. Yeah. That's a great point too. If you remembered where you came from, you just want to go back there. You probably wouldn't stick it out on Earth for far. You wouldn't stay here for too long. You'd probably be like, it would be such a shift in frequency between where you were back home and this that you may not want to be here. That's a good point. So, what do we do when we feel that way on Earth? It's really about creating your own vibrational frequency and raising it upwards. And a high vibrational frequency within your own light bubble, if you want to call it that. And so
Grounding.
grounding, raising. What are you watching? What are you paying attention to? What are you talking about? And if you think that I'm perfect, guess what? I'm not. So there are moments where my guardian angel Agnes puts me in place too. And it's really important that we create the light within ourselves first and foremost. All right, are we ready to rumble? So I
Yeah.
have Adrian. Who do you have?
Okay, I have my spirit guide Benjamin, and
Mhm.
he's mostly blue avian like me, mostly incarnated as blue avian or different types of bird beings, whatever you want to call them, labels. And I think he's pretty like like sometimes like real funny and like almost juvenile at times, just like
Yeah, but he
taking a
loves
light out of
that.
things. Has a lot of humor, and I think he's kind of funny. And I've had lifetimes with him on Earth and on other planets, but the ones on Earth I felt like they're more almost like friendship type ones, and
Mhm,
some
mhm.
of them where we played roles where we're in relationships and other things and did all types of roles probably, you know. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, um I played a woman in a lot of my past lives, which is pretty cool to know that, knowing coming from that and then learning the male aspect of things, the masculine energy, learning that has been a whole new thing for me in this lifetime and a few of my past lifetimes transitioning into being more of a male energy, and it's pretty cool. But the way we see each other on the other side is more of friendship, more of a
Yeah.
friendship type of,
And
and
so
we're
when we're
mm,
talking about our spirit guides, like where are they on the other side? Like how does that pertain to us? Are they in our soul group or are they just, randomly out there and you're high-fiving them or what?
well, I mean, I think it's like kind of okay. They have their higher self, and we have our higher self. So my higher self is mainly, I guess, avian like, and so is his higher self. But with us, I feel a lot of times we take turns. Okay, I'll be
Mhm.
his spirit guide in his lifetime, and he'll be my spirit guide in this lifetime, or sometimes we'll incarnate together or
Same with
something.
Same
Yeah.
with me and Adrian. If he's having a lifetime, I'll hang back and look after him. So, we come into these lifetimes and we don't realize how much backup we have. Like, it's like crazy how many angels you have, how many spirit guides you have looking out for you. I predominantly see two spirit guides per person. I predominantly see two guardian angels per person, and they all have their role and they work in conjunction with each other. So your guardian angels are working in conjunction with your spirit guides, is what I see. Kira says, just finished taking the 102 course, the Mediumship 102 course. I had so much fun learning and still practicing. I highly recommend it. Thank you, Kira. That's awesome. Awesome.
That's one of the more
Chris,
fun things about it is you get to kind of meet other people, and
totally.
especially during quarantine, everyone's like, "Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I'm never gonna meet anyone again. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
alone forever."
Mm.
You get to meet other people, even if it's for a short time, or even if you practiced afterwards, or it's always nice to be able to talk to other people. It just is.
It's just nice to feel like you have that support in the physical and then learning where it is and how it is for you in the non-physical. Okay. And not only are you practicing in these courses, but picture you coming into this course and then you're having the mediums and the other students practice on you and channel for you, giving you mini readings and lengthier readings for 2 weeks. So you could invest in, hiring someone to give you a reading for an hour, or you could invest in yourself and come and have 2 weeks where you're going to have continuous readings given to you for 2 weeks. Christine's saying, I took the courses 101 and they were really great. How can we keep that great high vibration after the courses for a longer time? And I really missed the courses and I'd love to do the 102 course too. Do you have any guidance for Christine on that? How do you keep that high vibrational feeling after the courses and
Well, I
keep it
mean, you
going?
might not keep it as high vibrational, but there's always one thing that you can do. I feel like some people, they get like, I noticed with me lately, I've been getting bored at times, and I can always switch that feeling around and say, okay, I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for this experience as I am here right now in this moment, and turn it almost into peace. And you can kind of fake it till you make it almost. That's what channeling's kind of like. It's like, oh, even though I'm a little bit bored right now, I'm gonna almost be like, I'm so ecstatic about being with this inner peace, and just kind of, it's like right beneath the feeling of boredom is peace. And I've noticed that, and building that inner
Shifting
peace is really good, and that
just a bit.
stability, that neutral energy in your life helps you stay. It's easier to stay at peace than to stay at like, oh, I'm happy all the time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And to go from this frequency to this is just not going to happen. But you
Yeah.
can shift bit by bit, right? And so just the subtleties in life and focusing on what you're grateful for, what you are appreciative of, therefore you bring in more of that. Bring in more of that frequency, bring in more of that light. And when you mean fake it till you make it, as far as practicing channeling, what that is letting go and going with the first thing that you get. So instead of second guessing yourself all the time, and remembering that your spiritual team, they don't give up. So even if you get it a little off or you're not quite getting the message accurately, it doesn't matter because I liken it to like a little 1 year old learning how to walk. Am I going to scold that 1 year old because it didn't get up on its little chubby legs? No, I'm not. So I'm going to support the little child. I'm going to help them, and it was the same with me. I'm sure my angels looked at me in the same way when I first started learning how to channel as well. So it's about knowing that your spiritual team won't give up on relaying the message over and over and over again until you get it accurate. Yeah. So yeah, go with the first thing you get. Mm-hmm. My goodness, you guys. It's like a lot of birthdays today. Like unbelievable. Today is like quite the day, isn't it? End of August. And oh, that's awesome. Wow. That's awesome. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, Rita, you're going to be taking the beginner's course in October again. And you know what? It's different every time. It's different. It's a totally different course every time. Different people, different way we do things. It's awesome. And Paul will be with us again, helping and practicing with everybody as well. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so I know your spirit guide, he's a bit goofy. So I'm going to have a time of it. And I'm asking Adrian not to throw me under the bus with you. Adrian, I'm watching you. I know where he is.
I
If
can feel
you
his energy. He feels a lot more grounded than my spirit guide is.
totally way more grounded.
Super
Like
stable. Oh, it's funny.
yeah. And he feels like he's been in more lifetimes. Like he's been around the block a few more times. Like maybe it's because he's had more Pleiadian lifetimes, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So you can sense, everybody here can sense where your spirit guide is right now. You're going to tune out like you did in high school. You're going to relax and quiet your mind.
Mhm.
And you're going to shift yourself around the room. And you're going to see, where do you feel pressure and warmth up against your body? And where does it feel flat? Are some of your chakras opening and firing? And so you might be feeling pressure here or here or here. You'll know where they are if that's happening. Okay. So I know Adrian's right here on my right. He's smiling really big. I'm in trouble. No! And oh, and then I have Benjamin here on my left. He just like poked me energetically. He just went with his energy, and his energy feels different than Adrian's. He just feels lighter and like ready to go, like uh-oh. So maybe what I'll do is I'll channel a message from Benjamin for you, Paul, and then I'm going to channel a message from Benjamin, your spirit guide, for everybody. Okay, so let's see where we're going to go. Oh, he says he's cracking up and he's teasing me and he's like, let's get ready to rumble. Okay, he says this message is for Paul. He said, perfect, in my head. He actually kind of went like this, perfect. Okay. He says, you know I love you, man. We've been through it many times together in many different lifetimes. This is one more in which you're going it alone in a human vessel, but I'm right here by your side. Always have been and always will be. He says that you've made huge strides over this past year, and he's really proud of you. And he wants to thank me for being a part of those changes and those strides in your life. And he just wants you to know that he loves you. And he says that he's going to be waiting for you on the other side when you cross over, when it's your time in the spirit world. And he's kind of cracking one like you guys are going to cheer each other like with a glass of beer or something, even though he knows that you don't drink now. But he says if you don't want to drink alcohol, we'll cheer with water or something else. Okay? He says you're going to keep stepping forward. You're going to make huge strides in this reality, in this lifetime. And he's really proud of you. He says even if things dip down in frequency, you won't stay there as long moving forward. You won't drop in frequency as long a lengthy period of time. And you're not going to, oh, he's really blunt. He says you're not going to buy into or follow or believe what others say if it doesn't feel right within you. So if your gut instinct says, yeah, no, I'm not buying this, you're not going to go along with it. You've got the gist, you've got the feeling of what resonates with you're more aware, more awake, and you know what's going to resonate with authenticity and honesty, and you're going to follow that more quickly than before. Your intuition, you're going to follow your intuition more streamlined, I guess you could say. I'm waiting for him to say something. He goes, oh, that's it. Okay, for Paul. Now, do you have a message for everybody watching? He says, I sure do. Now he just turned into a blue avian and he's flying around. Okay, are you going to still talk to me in that form? He's presenting himself this way, so that's how I see him. He's doing this, he says, because he wants to show everybody that you come from many different forms, different vessels, different beings. And this is just another one that you're in, temporarily, housed in, learning and growing. He says, in truth, there's nothing to worry or be concerned about with communicating with different beings. We're all different. Only the light will be able to. Okay, do you want to slow that down? God. Only the light will be able to get in close and communicate with you. And only the light-filled, heart-centered, higher vibrational beings can transcend the depths. So if you're in a lower vibrational frequency, he said that's okay, that's where you are. But in time, you will you will want to start to shift in a different direction and raise in vibrational frequency. And if you would like your spirit guides, your angels, your galactic starseed family members that are with you to help transmute the heaviness, we are available to do that, to help you. Okay. And so he just dusted off his hands, which means he's done. And so now we're going to go with you and Adrian.
All right. Yeah, I feel Adrian off to my right a little bit, and kind of I feel just a lot of heart energy towards you, and I felt like yeah, he just doesn't have to like be there for you that much because he
No,
knows that you are like just on your path. You know where you want to go, and no one's gonna stop you.
I asked him that once. I said, "Why aren't you around helping you like the angels? Because you don't need me." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Sounds good.
He kind of laughs at you sometimes because he's like,
Oh,
"Oh my
totally.
gosh, like she's intense. Like she knows like she goes above and beyond where she wants to go."
Yeah. I don't walk, I run. And then once I get running, I sprint. It would surprise me if everybody saw an orb next to me. It's probably his energy around me.
And also, he says like you have very stable footing,
Yeah.
and at times, and he's saying he wants you to even move more in that direction to have even more
Yeah.
stable footing, to be more focused on within who you are, and that nothing else can really phase you.
Yeah.
Because he says there's still many challenges to come, but they're not anything that you can't handle. Like this would be a
Pretty
piece of
much.
cake, but
Yep.
the part of it is what I'm getting is just that staying in that space where you feel best and not letting others or letting situations bring you down.
Yep.
Because he's
100%.
saying you've already built that depth and you've already gone down into the depths and you already know what it's like to be there. So
Yeah.
it's time to now almost just like rise above them. Like you already have been rising above them, I feel, but it's just like almost like you don't you've gone down, you've learned so much from this, and there's you're not gonna go back. Is what I'm getting. You're not gonna go back to anything like that.
Yeah. Onwards and upwards, right? Like it's important to have that stable footing as well. But that's why I do what I do in helping everybody learn how to connect with their spiritual teams, because it does impact your life in, immeasurably in having that stable footing. I
He,
can't
he
have this stable footing without them. I mean, I suppose I always have to a degree, but it's extra with them.
he was talking about consistency, and then he was like, "Well, actually, we don't need to tell her about consistency. She's too consistent at times. We need to tell her to rest and stuff." Which is funny.
Hence why I'm on vacay right now.
Hmm.
And the reason why I am live with you right now is because of this period of time, and then in Kauai, and then off to the races I go. I'm really excited about having a vacay.
Okay, feel he's done with relaying this message to you, and
Isn't it funny how he kind of laughs and like teases me a little bit
yeah,
because he knows that I know, but yet he's reminding me.
yeah.
He's not taking things too seriously either.
Hmm.
So, what message does he have for everybody?
He is going on. This has something to do with me as well. That's what I'm been working on. That's why he's kind of bringing it up. I feel is like just use your strength and your courage and find who you are and really like nourish that and bring that out within you and have that trust and that faith to have that strength and courage in your life so that you won't like almost backtrack or uh, go where it doesn't feel good. he's talking about your heart is more important, like your souls, and to us, like, and to them, what they how they see our souls are so important to them. So,
So
and like
important.
how our souls, if we could, we need to realize how important we are and how amazing we are, in a sense.
I hear the angels say this all the time. So many times.
It's like almost like you need not diminish yourself in any way or any form, because you don't see what we see on the other side. And he says many of us are awakening to that within ourselves. So they're really excited about this, and they want us to keep going, and just to keep going.
Love it.
And then he's saying one thing about stagnancy, and then how I always fall back a lot of times in the past. I've kind of fell back and been stagnant. He's saying realizing those traits within yourself, why not just go forward and do it anyways, because you have those traits within you, have some of those traits. So, okay, how can I say what will I do to kind of neutralize that and go my own way and do my own thing,
Or shift out of it.
yeah.
Love that guidance.
Mhm.
So you guys can all see the difference between Paul's spirit guide and my spirit guide, right? You see the different way that they talk. You see the different way that they express or communicate. It's quite different. It's pretty cool,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty
and it's
cool.
funny. I think some people, their angels will kind of push them forward a lot, and sometimes our angels will just kind of sit back and let us learn for ourselves. And that's
Yeah.
what they've done with me a lot, because they know I don't listen a lot of times, and they know because I'm, that indigo life color and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
You're like,
and they know, and I'm younger as well, so they
true.
they kind of
Yeah.
sit back and chill out, and they know that. And then I have to figure it out myself. Okay, how am I going to figure out how to beat this stagnancy within me? How am I going to go forward and do this? Do I really want this? Do I really want this? It has to be me, within me, because if it's not me, then it's not going to happen.
It's not gonna stick. If we don't want it and we don't strive for it, if we don't have that desire for it, you're totally right about that, especially as an indigo. Oh my god. So um are you okay with channeling each person's spirit guides today, Paul, and relaying messages from their spirit guides for them?
Okay.
Yeah, let's get ready to rumble. Let's have the birthday girl. Who's the birthday girl? If you could pop your name up here, I'll get your name, and then if you have a specific question for your spirit guide, what we'll do is we will go ahead and channel that for you first, okay? Because you are the birthday girl. The other way I can do it is leave that out and go back up and see who the birthday girl is. Because I saw your comment.
Now everyone's going to say it's their birthday. Like, it's my birthday too.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, I love it. All right. Mary Jane. Do, 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 do. All right. So, do you want to take this one first, Paul?
All right.
Mira, do you have any questions for your spirit guide? Let's get your spirit guide's name first, maybe. What do you think about that? That's a good start, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she says, I am having difficulty moving forward with my PhD. Any guidance, please? Thank you.
I feel it starts with like a J or something. J.
Feels like jade. And like the stone jade. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I'm seeing jade. I'm actually seeing the stone jade.
I know what they do is they really go and say, they start off with a name. Okay, John or
And
Jeremiah
then
or
they
something.
shift into
Yeah.
their name. Jade. Okay, so any guidance from Jade?
Okay. I kind of feel him off to my left.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of pointing to our heads and saying, it's not always logic and reason, or it's about the energy behind things and about the emotion behind things.
Yeah.
And they're saying this is your next step in your life to be connected with the emotion part of thing, to connect with spirit, to connect with the energy
Emotion in
part
the
of the
heart.
world, connect with life. Experiencing life, I feel, is what he's saying, is experiencing life and through your logic and reason is not as fun, it's not as enjoyable.
It's like on the surface without as much depth.
It's almost like, okay, I'm gonna go and get this car and this house, and because people on TV have those things or something,
And this will fulfill happiness within
yeah,
me.
blah blah blah. And then he has one more thing he wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
Also feel her soul is crying out for growth and the next step in her life. I just feel a lot of love coming towards them and almost excitement, because they know that on this time on earth is something to be excited about, and this next part of your life is exciting.
That's a good sign. So,
He's talking about going with the flow, just go with the flow step by step. And it's like, it's almost like this. Logic and reason is like, but with the flow, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go along with the river and chill out a bit.
I so love that.
And as soon as we do that, I am hearing him like point towards, is we start to get connected with who we are more. So that's cool.
Yeah. Love it. So don't buck the current if you feel a certain way towards the PhD. Just go with the flow. Let spirit guide you. Let them guide you. Just go with the flow. And there's some people that buck the current and they'll do it the whole way through. And that's not much fun living life like that, is it? It's not an enjoyable time. So for the time being, just let it go and go with the flow and let them guide you. Into the heart, out of the head. Into the heart, out of the head. Happy birthday! I know that's heavy, but we're still celebrating a birthday, okay? So, you know what? Your team has your back. Trust and have faith that they do and that they will guide you accordingly, okay? So you don't need to stress and you don't need to worry. Just go with the flow with them. Go with the flow with them. Okay? I'm going to take the next question. Mm-hmm. Nikki would like to know who is on her team. I mean, we could be here a long time, Nikki. How many spirit guides? How many guardian angels? 2 of each, likely. And then how many angels on your team past your guardian angels? And then who are your starseed family members? And then your loved ones that have crossed over in the spirit world that are hanging out with you. And also assisting your spirit guides. So this could be a long haul of a conversation. The main thing that's coming through is that you are lovingly supported. You've had Pleiadian lifetimes. So it's easier for you to keep and hold your vibrational frequency higher. Just focusing on the lighter aspects of your reality. And they really cherish that about you and within you. Okay, that's what they're saying. Bertha, you ready for this one, Paul? Any
Yeah.
messages from my spirit guides, and a name would be great. And I'm going to let you take that, and I'm not going to interject with that name. Mm-hmm.
I'm getting Arcturian.
So your spirit guide is likely incarnated with you as an Arcturian in other lifetimes. And I get a clapping and a thumbs up on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it starts with G, almost.
Okay, and then have them spell out the second, or him or her. And really, if we think about him or her, your spirit guide will come through as the dominant frequency of the sex that it played in lifetimes. So Adrian comes through as Adrian because he's had predominantly male lifetimes, whereas I have had predominantly female lifetimes. So just give you an idea, but in spirit, there's not.
I feel it's female. It almost feels like it's close to the name Gaia, almost, but it's like different.
Do you want me to help you, or you want to get it?
I'm not sure what this name is. I'm not sure.
Okay, let me see if I can get it. Oh, yeah. Okay, do you want to spell that out? G-A-I-A-N. Gaian? Gaian. Gaian.
I thought it was Gaiam or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gaian.
Okay, that's cool that we're on the same page there. Good confirmation. Gaian. That's a new one. All right, write that down. Because we're not going to say it again, Bertha.
What I feel with this name and with this energy coming forward, it almost feels like a spaceship. Like it's like Star Trek almost. Like it's almost like I could see Bertha like in that show. Don't you think Bertha would fit in that show, like in Star Trek or something? Like
That's a compliment, by the way.
Yeah.
Compliment, Bertha. Super smart and intelligent, could run the ship, tell them what's what. I love that.
I feel there's really a lot of happiness.
Laughter. A lot of laughter. Good, good.
They kind of show you going light speed in that like spaceship like shuttle, like zoom and stuff.
Is that a prelude for how she's going in life, or is that?
I think yeah, to do with everything within her life and channeling.
That sounds about right, Bertha?
They're saying with Bertha, it's just a matter of staying grounded within herself, and they're also just saying that comes with age, and
really does.
And surrounding yourself with people that are beneficial to you in terms of being more grounded as well. More grounded people, more stable people, more spiritual people. They like this. They like this community that you're connecting with, but they also want this to happen in your immediate life. But they're saying that it's going to take some time.
Life is a process. It's a journey.
So they're just saying, do what you've been doing, basically, and we're going to bring those things into your life because you've already asked for them, and you've asked for several things, and it takes time for things to manifest.
Yeah. It takes time for things to manifest.
Your job is just to stay in the flow, in the moment, and to take things step by step. It's cool.
Bertha says, yep, sounds accurate. So there we have it. David, I'm going to channel your spirit guides. Now, keep in mind, we are connecting in with one of your spirit guides, okay? And there are usually 2, sometimes 3, depending on what we need in a lifetime, spirit guides looking after us. Where am I seeing your spirit guides? I'm seeing them in your soul group in the spirit world on the other side. So soul groups, from what I've seen, can consist of Agnes, is it like 8 to 12 individuals, members, up to 15, sometimes 20 souls in a soul group? It's usually 10 to 20. Thank you. 10 to 20. So 2 out of your group, of your soul group, are looking after you while you're in a body, and they are your spirit guides that you've had incarnations with. So David, one of your spirit guides is a male stepping forward in my face. Very comfortable energy, just very comfortable, confident, self-assured, kind of like a feeling like, a really homey kind of feeling. Oh, it's playing that. It says his name is, sorry, go ahead. Daryl. His name's Daryl. He wishes David to know that you are very much supported, that they are right here by your side. If you need anything, please call upon them. They hear your requests, whether you think them or speak them out loud or write them down. He's just saying, thank you, Kristin, and smiling warmly at me. He wants you to know that you're on the right path, that you're doing a great job. The action steps that you've changed to transform things, are brilliant. He says are brilliant, and he's really proud of you. That's what he's saying. Okay? Okay, thank you. All right. All right. Here we go. We're moving down. Into the heart, Mara, into the heart. Okay. Polly would like to know the names of her spirit guides and if they have a message for her.
Okay.
That's going to be a very interesting one. All right. Let's do it. And I'm going to listen into Rita's spirit guide's name.
With Polly, I feel very peaceful energy.
Very heart-centered. Rita, I get your spirit guide's name is David. And he keeps saying it over and over, and David, David, David.
I feel Jesus as one of her spirit guides.
Yeah.
But I feel another one as well.
Yeah. Very peaceful with Polly.
I feel a female presence.
And who is it? Does this female energy feel familiar to you, Paul?
Is it Mary Magdalene or?
Yeah. It's not. I feel like it's a similar energy to Mary Magdalene.
I feel the dominant frequency that helps though is Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
It's like all encompassing. It's like it comes in. And it's like all peaceful.
This other spirit guide, I feel, is very similar to Mary Magdalene, like a close friend. Well, they're all close friends. They're all on the same spiritual team, right?
Probably, yeah, someone in our soul group that is somewhere. It's like my spirit guide. I'm really similar to him in a way.
Really Christ consciousness family all together here. So I don't think that's overly a huge surprise there. And I think we nailed it. Is there any message that they have for Polly?
It's really intense.
I bet it is. If it gets too intense, you can always ask them to step back a bit.
Oh, I love intensity. Intensity.
I'm getting my heart chakra and my solar chakra open immensely with their frequency around me. And I don't know if everybody else is feeling that right now, but I sure am. Oh, it's all on you. I'm just
I,
gonna let that come through you,
I
Paul.
feel he says give up, just give up in terms of like uh, trying, on Earth, trying hard or trying in any way possible. He's talking about everything
Relax.
you have. Everything you have is already inside of you.
Oh, I love that.
He's like realizing that this is not complacency. This is not just being on a standstill. This is uh, everything within you is yearning to get outside of you or yearning to express itself. So this energy, you don't need to force it or any way or do anyway. Just allow it to express itself and to put yourself in situations where you can do that. And he's just not really worried in any way uh, about anything. He's just saying all this experience is just like a seeming experience, and that this just is inevitable. Whatever is going to happen in your life, whatever you want, truly want. He's not, and it's not like almost. It's not like almost give up. It's almost give up all your worries, this, that, this, and that,
Trying,
because
struggling, this, that. You know, when you do give that up, and this is for everybody, you just allow your angels to come in and help you even further. You allow the ascended masters to help you in your life even more. So if you want them to help you more, it really is about getting out of our own way and just moving into not worrying and stressing and the struggle. Try your best to shift in a different direction.
what I do feel though is like her manifesting, and like that it just seems so easy, like almost like to the point where it's just like crazy, like awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel the only thing that's like hindering that is just a few things, and that's and who are the best people to do that stuff with? Probably Jesus.
No kidding. Like,
There's definitely a reason. Well, there's a reason for everything, I believe, and there's a reason that he's there with you, and that's awesome. He just has a lot of love.
and just because Polly has Jesus on her spiritual team doesn't mean that any of us can't call him in and ask him to help, since he's an omnipresent being of light and love, and he'd like to help us all. And you know, we're not honing in on, you know, the biblical side of things. Okay, we're talking about the soul that had one lifetime named as Jesus. Now his
Yeah,
name
with
has
with
hold
the
weight.
energy I picked up. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but the energy I picked up from Polly was just uh kind of like almost Jesus's frequency and almost a bit more of an Arcturian frequency as well in there as well.
Maybe a
A
little
little
bit of
bit more
that.
Arcturian.
It's just really, we can all call these beings in to help us. It's
Yeah.
not like, you know, this person can only have this being and I can't, you know. And the two, I'm going to talk about the two beings that I've called into my life that have made the most impact thus far, and that it would be Jesus and Archangel Michael. Who would be the two for you, Paul?
Um. So sorry to call in for what? The two favorite people to call in.
Yeah, the two beings that you've had come into your life to help you that have made the most impact in your life.
Well, there's a few, but I'd say
Top two.
it's really hard to choose because I like to connect with a lot of different ones, but I feel Jesus is definitely one of them because that helped me with my substance abuse. That was like one of the main things
Me
in my life
too.
that I had,
Yeah. Indigos
and then
love that.
also um, it's really hard, but I think either Lakshmi or my guardian angel Peter
Totally.
have really helped me a lot.
Yes. Love that. Christine Katarine would like to know the name of her spirit guide. You want to get that one? And
Christine.
Christine. And I'm going to see Stephanie, Stephanie's spirit guide's name. Stephanie is very soft. He's more of a gentle soul, and he says his name is Daniel. Okay. Yes, Nikki. The answer is yes. Spirit, when you channel energy, you can get really hot. You'll see me drinking water a lot to hydrate myself. That's one of the reasons why I drink water. Alex, just because you have an energy watching you and you're alone doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. You could be picking up on your spirit guides. You could be picking up on your guardian angels, a loved one that's coming to visit you. And so if you sit quietly with a still mind and you ask, who is here in the room with me right now? I can sense your energy, and then you will get an answer that will form in your mind, your thought forms. But your mind must be still and quiet. And if you don't like anything, whether it's a loved one that's coming to visit you or anything, if you don't like who's in the room with you, then you're going to call in Archangel Michael and clear it on out. Or you're going to tell it to leave because you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, there would be like I remember I was fearful when I first started awakening. Like, and there would be an energy always right here. And I kept calling in Archangel Michael. I was like, get this energy out of my space or something. And it was him the entire time. Like, that's why it would never go away.
Archangel Michael. Oh, it is Archangel Michael.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and also I would just be getting fearful for no reason because
the other thing I'm picking up with you, Alex, is that either you have asked this energy to leave, or even if you do ask this energy to leave, it's not going to leave because it's allowed to be there. So why is it there? Why? It's visiting you. It's visitation.
With Christine?
Checking up on you. Yeah, with Christine.
With Christine, I was getting like an eye, and then I was getting something like a Thillion or something, which is funny. It's kind of like sounds like something from Lord of the Rings, or maybe it is something from Lord of the Rings, but that's what it kind of sounds like. But she also said like you can just call me like Irene or something if you want to.
That's probably easier. September, I love that name. How cool is that name? Coming right up around the corner too. September would like to know her spirit guide's name.
That's her name? Wow, that's a cool name.
That's a cool name. It's not just like I hear the name. It's actually their vibrational frequency, that their energy that comes in with the name. And then I just quiet my mind and I let it form. Starts with a B. Got that far. Okay. I'm getting Brandy. Brandy. And she's pronouncing it not like Brandy, it's like Brandy.
Yeah, I got a B and an R. That's what I got.
Cool. Confirmation Central. That's the beauty of these mediumship courses, is that when you're practicing with each other, it's confirmation. Oh my God, another person got what I got. Wow. And then you start to believe that you're doing it.
Yeah, I know. That's like such an amazing moment. Important. Like when you start to feel like you're starting to get things more and things like that. Because at first you just kind of doubt yourself a little bit more, but it's important just to, stay, everyone's on their own path and you're going to get there. But I feel, with my, like almost even like when I went to sleep last night, like they're not going to open your channels completely open right away. They'll give you like the next step. So if you're like half asleep, half awake, and you feel like you're just talking to them, that's like a really good sign. I feel a really good sign.
Yeah. And it's just really important because a lot of us doubt and we feel insecure about a lot of different areas of our lives. And the more you connect in with your team helps you shift in a much more high vibrational direction. So it's just you feel more comfortable in life and more confident and self-assured. And so if you see me this way, well, you can thank my guardian angel for that. You can thank Jesus for that. You can thank Archangel Michael for that, because they've all helped me get here where I am. You're cracking me up, Bertha.
I can't see the comments on here.
Yeah, it's too funny. Okay. What are some of the last words that I'm going to let you channel your spirit guide, and then I'm going to channel Adrian, my spirit guide.
Okay.
So Benjamin, what would he like to say?
He's like,
Trouble.
you're all doing. He's like, oh, you're all doing fine. I don't gotta tell you what to do, basically. But he's talking about everyone giving themselves time, giving spirit time to be able to like move things in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Everything takes time in this earthly experience, and that's hard for a lot of us, is what he's saying. Or getting used to time. Even for me, like I still don't even like know all the months to it in a year. Sometimes I can't. They all switch around in my head all the time. I'm like, like what is I don't understand it as well.
Very much in the present moment of now. And that could really have to do with your blue avian lifetimes. You know?
Yeah.
Being in the moment of now. If you think about a blue avian, they're
And
just in the moment.
And I know with Arcturians, I feel also is they and at our ET raises is they want things to happen now, or the time happens a lot faster for them on their planets, a lot faster, and they don't understand why it's so slow here, and everything's so slow, and that why they can't manifest so fast, and why things aren't happening in their life as fast. But that's just part of this experience. And then he has one more other thing to say. He's talking about gaining momentum. It's important to build this light and to gain that momentum. It's hard to go from here to here, but if you have that momentum, amazing things can happen. More doors can open. He's like showing me that scene in the Matrix where they have all that doors in that hallway, and all these doors just opening. Like
Let
endless
the doors
possibilities.
open. Let's go.
Endless possibilities for us all, and I feel that's what this new Earth is moving in as well. Is that the possibilities are in our hands, and the world is our oyster. We can make whatever we want, and my angels say, like a lot of times, and my guides, they'll say, okay, well, I'll ask them about something, and they're like, oh, we don't necessarily see you doing this, or we don't see you progressing there. And I'm always like, I like when people tell me I can't do something almost, so that I can like almost, do it. Cause I just love being able to do things, and I thought that was funny.
Well, that's the indigo trait in us too, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to channel Adrian's last message for everybody. Where are you? Where are you, Adrian? Any one of us can do this with our spirit guides, okay? So he's right here. How do I know he's here? Because I have a lot of pressure on the back of my head right here. He says, you guys know that this is but temporary, right? It's short, it's fleeting in the eternalness of your soul. So Don't get sucked into and take on the lower vibrational aspects of what you're seeing in your seeming realities. Trump, world events, the news, gossip from your friends. You can choose to focus your attention elsewhere. And I highly recommend that you do, because you are each the manifestors of your own realities. You get to create your reality based on where your attention is held, what you focus upon, and therefore what your vibrational frequency is. So if you want more of something, place your attention there relentlessly. He's cracking a joke and saying, if you want Trump to get elected, place all your attention on Trump, how much you dislike this, that, and the other, and give all your attention and focus there, and then you will give all of the energy to Trump. We are new to this, and many of us are banging around out there with our vibrational frequencies. This is just a little taste of what is to come. What is to come is more individuals learning to open and expand their channels so that they can communicate directly with their divine team. This dear one doesn't need me as often now, as she walks on her own 2 feet. There was a time when she needed me more often, but she doesn't need me as often in this lifetime. So he's saying, so he has more free time. If we believed in time, if any one of us needs any help, guidance, or assistance, please call upon your spirit guides, your angels, your loved ones who have crossed over, and your starseed family members, the ascended masters, source, light and love, universal oneness, whatever and whichever way you want to describe this. This is a very limited perspective here through our physical vessels. So they alter their speech and how they describe things so that it's easier for us to understand. They would rather us understand than it go right over our heads. Thank you, dear ones.
I was also getting during that is like, this is like the age of the heart moving forward. It's like the opening of the heart. And what I heard him saying at the end there as well is just almost allowing the universe to help you in all ways, and just opening your heart to these things and not being fearful of anything, literally nothing. Like, we don't need to be fearful of anything. And there's such a freeing thing about that, just having that freedom.
Free yourselves. That's often what I hear the angels say. Free yourselves. And this ascension, these light codes, this light energy infusing on the planet and within each of us, it's not just happening for no reason. It's here to help us lift and raise in vibrational frequencies. So it's here to transmute the heaviness. So why don't we just help it out and make it easier and move in that direction consciously? Yeah. All right. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Everybody's loving the roosters. Yeah, well, you don't love it when it's 5 times a day, every single day. But they're cute and adorable, so we'll leave them stay. They're cute and adorable. You're so welcome, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I will be having the next channeled message coming out next Friday when I channel the island of Kauai.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun
for everybody. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone, it's really fun.
Bye.